All right, ladies and gents, I apologize that I'm out today, but I've got a sick little one at home. Just wanted to talk you through what we're going to do. I wanted to introduce our assessment for the exploration project today. I had each of you guys look at a country earlier, why they did it, why they left, and remember we talked a lot about gold, God, and glory for reasons, and how they kind of played with each other. And then we've just wrapped up watching Magellan and kind of the realities of those trips and how it was a little more difficult than the books kind of tell you. Anyway, if you go onto the classroom, you'll see something that says the Age of Exploration Project, which is right here. And if you click on that, it brings you to a page that looks like this. Okay, now there's like 10 different options on here, and you have to pick one of them. Okay, so these are all individual projects that you have to complete by next Wednesday and submit to the classroom. You can work on it with a partner if you want, but you each have to turn in your own project. So, if, for instance, for this one, the first one, if both of you want to choose a country, perfect. Do your research together, all that stuff. Just put it together, put it together on your own. As we go and you look at this stuff, you'll see that, oops, I'll change it to countries. There you go. The first option is to pick a country. Okay, one of these countries: the British, French, Portuguese, Spanish, the Dutch, the Vikings, or the Chinese. And what you'll need to do is give me a picture of their flag and talk about these 3 points. Okay, what did they discover? What was their purpose? And who are some of your explorers? What did they do? And you can accomplish this in a couple different ways. You can create a thing link, which I'll go over later. You can do it in a Google slide presentation. You could do it on a big piece of poster board. It doesn't matter. The big thing for me is that you're complete in these areas. And we haven't talked about all of them, but be complete in what they discovered, be complete in their purpose, and be complete in who their explorers were. The second option is looking at making a model of Tenochtitlan, Machu Picchu, or Cahoca, which were Mayan, Aztec, and Inca civilizations. Okay, so you'd have to research those cities, what these empires were like prior to European exploration, and we'll talk more about these when we get into the colonization and imperialism unit next. But what I'd like you to do is how are the cities laid out, and then give me a drawing, make a model, whatever it is. Talk about the features they had. Did they have water? Where did it come from? What was at the center of the cities? What was important for them? And then how did they compare to a European city? So, for example, if you picked Machu Picchu, you tell me, okay, where was it? What were they doing? And then how did it compare to like London or Paris? Or Madrid at the same time period in Europe. Your third option would be to create a graph that talks about the Columbian Exchange. We looked at a map kind of like this in your notes, but essentially what you're doing is what did the Europeans bring America and what did the Europeans take from America back to Europe. So you'd go through and then want you to do research on these 4 points. How many natives were there, Native Americans were there before, and how many died because of disease that the Europeans brought. How much gold and silver, how much money was pulled out of the New World, and then where were the missions, where were the religious missions placed. So you create a graph, create a map, and then answer the big question at the bottom: who was better served by the Columbia Exchange, the Old World or the New World? Okay. Another option is to create a photo story or a PowerPoint, Google Slides, iMovie of a Native American culture. So you'd pick one of these cultures: the Aztec, the Inca, the Maya, or the Powhatan. Powhatan were in North America. These guys were in South America. And you tell me a story through pictures. Okay. If you want to do a different culture, a different tribe, just let me know. But what I'd like you to do is to create some kind of moving story about these guys, using their pictures so that you talk through it. So your research would go into the background of them. Where did they live? What did they do? Picture some maps of places they inhabited or migrated to, and then photos of them. Another option is to create a memorial of an explorer. Um, what did they, so for instance, if it's Magellan or Columbus or whoever, um, think of, you want to put this explorer in the New World. What would their memorial look like? Is it a picture of them? Is it a cross? Looking at why they went. You have to explain the accomplishments and what things they discovered, and then answer this big deal question here of what would the memorial mean to the natives in the home country, or in the natives in the New World and the people in their home country. Another option, you can create a poster, or you can use the app Explain Everything or Thing Link of where people went, where they discovered. Okay, so for instance, here's a map that's showing the different places that were discovered. You can pick an area like Central America and explore that a little bit. You could pick Australia, Africa, doesn't matter to me. But pick one country, where did they go, and really zero in on that one country, different leaders, different tribes they impacted, and stuff like that. And this can be done through ThingLink, which is a website and an app, and it's just THINGLINK.com. You also have the app on your computer, but this is kind of how it works. So this is a ThingLink somebody made of the Grammys. Okay, so you choose your background, you got to play around with it a little bit, and then you put these points in there, and the points would lead to other pictures, other websites, stuff like that. You could put multiple points in each picture as you go through. Okay, so these show videos, they show everything else that's on there, and you would do that with a map in the country to add the explorers and the information and stuff like that that you would need to complete the project. Um, Another one is to do a world map. So instead of zooming in on a country, you're looking at the world, and we've seen this map already. But you'd pick 10 different voyages. Where did they go? Color code them, dates, people, and then it says hand-drawn pictures, but you could do it. You can get pictures off the internet if you like, but pictures of the native tribes, where they went, what they did, and so on and so forth. This one's probably the most popular, and it's just looking at weapons of the explorers. So what you'd have to do is go through the weaponry of the conquistadors, or of the British or the French. Where are they? Okay, and you'd have to create an artifact that you would put in a museum. Okay, so you make a poster, create an artifact. What happens to somebody when they get smallpox, which is a disease that the Europeans brought? And then you put all that stuff on a poster, create the artifact, and that would be your project. Another option, again, you got to pick one of these guys. You would record yourself with someone else creating a debate about Christopher Columbus. Is he a hero or is he a villain? Okay, you'd write down your stuff, give me a summary of it, and you can make a poster board if you want. The pros and cons. You can get a partner. This is one you could do with a partner, where one of you says he's a hero, one of you says he's a villain, and you bring up your ideas that way as well. So that's all your options. What you need to do is pick one of these. Okay, so today what I'd like you to do is zero in, pick one, and start doing the background work on this stuff. Okay, you work well. I'll give you as much time as you need in class to get this done. It's going to be due next Thursday, because we don't have school next Monday or Tuesday. I may have said Wednesday earlier, but it's due next Thursday. You have any questions, just shoot me an email. Thank you guys very much, and have a good day working.